You ever think about how much resources and energy and computational power the human brain has just to have thoughts? And that's why I think this is perfect. Like you just showed the human brain at work. And so it led to a concept of thought. You guys know with AI, they utilize what's called tokens. And anytime you want to ask an AI something, there's so many tokens that are needed so that you can get an input or a response from an AI. And that led to the thought of how many tokens does it take for the average human, like how an average human thinking for a whole year, their processing power on doing tasks. Let's say you're just a worker doing like some type of administrative task.
3 tokens.
Yeah, we'll just say it's like, let's say about 5 million tokens. And then if you had AI to do those same tasks, how much would it cost to get AI to accomplish 5 million tokens of task? And so I looked it up. It's actually pretty cheap. So if I had an administrator doing administrative work and it's about, let's say 5 million tokens of task for the year, that administrator maybe makes anywhere between $50 to, let's say, $100,000. And that's about 5 to 10 million tokens of input and output. How much would that cost for AI to give you input and output task and agentic use task for 5 to 10 million tokens? And at our current rate right now, with ChatGPT, it'd cost about $10 for about 5 million tokens. If you really want to go cheap, go with Grok, and you're talking about $1.50. And if you want to use a high level one like Claude, you're talking $20. So you can get the computational input-output functions of a human for a whole year utilizing AI and agentic services on the average token cost for about anywhere, let's say $10 to $20. And when you think about that, you can start to understand why companies would say, do I want to pay somebody, an administrator doing, let's say HR work, like human resources, $50,000 to $100,000? Or do I want to pay an AI service with agentic integration, like AI agents, about $20 for a whole year of labor? You can understand where their motivation is. So, of course, they want that. So when they talk about replacing humans, that's exactly why. And then when I see you put up that song, I think if these CEOs saw the same thing, they're like, that would probably cost about 3 tokens. That's like not even a penny. And yeah, we can get AI to create that all day long for pennies. But if we want to get real things done, it only going to cost us about $20. So I thought that was interesting because of that. But that leads to this video that I was watching. There's this guy who was actually looking into a paper that was trying to figure out how smart AI really is. Because that's the other question. So we have to have this assumption that AI is really able to do the tasks that humans do. But the real question should be, is AI actually learning? Or is AI really just a mimicker? And if it's just a mimicker, that can satisfy a lot, but it's really not going to replace humans if it's just a mimic because it needs something to mimic. So it's not going to be creative. So yeah, I don't know if it create gobble gobble rap because that really is creative. Like I would have never thought, and I don't think AI, if you say create new rap, it's not going to make gobble gobble rap. So that is interesting. But I'm going to play this video, and this shows you where he discusses about this paper that explains AI looks very smart, but it may not be as smart as you think it is.
How intelligent is AI actually? Because look, GPT-5 can pass the bar exam, it can ace medical licensing tests, it can build entire code bases. However, the problem is that all those answers, or some form of those answers, already exist on the internet. And these models have seen these answers during training, so you could argue that they're not necessarily solving, they're pattern matching and remembering. So 11 mathematicians from Stanford, Harvard, MIT, and Yale decided to test this. They each pulled a problem from their current research. This is real math that they're working on right now. Problems they've already solved, but haven't published anything. So there's nothing about it. There's no papers, no forums, no traces, no mentions, nothing. The goal was if we gave these AI models these math problems, would they be able to solve them? So they tried it out with 10 problems, and these aren't impossible questions. They're lemmas and proofs to math problems that PhD students typically grind through. And they gave them to GPT-5 and Gemini 3. One shot each. There's no back and forth conversation. Just, can you solve this problem? And after testing, the AI nearly failed all of them. It can understand the questions, it could even rephrase them in its own words, but when it came to actually proving the answer, nothing. And these systems are revolutionizing our current world. But you give them a novel problem, and they struggle pretty bad. Now this exposes the difference between pattern recognition and actual reasoning. We all know that AI is brilliant at remixing things that it's seen. But you give them a creative problem solving where you build something new from scratch, that's a whole different game. And we're not there yet. And the mathematicians, they encrypted these answers, by the way. And they're releasing them February 13th, so no one can cheat. But the results are pretty clear. AI didn't pass the test.
Yeah, as soon as you said creative, it just went back to gobble gobble rap. I was like, yeah, AI definitely would not be able to do that. But I thought this was interesting because there is that layer that we have these thoughts about AI. But yeah, they can pass the bar. They can pass medical exams. They can do everything that the smartest humans can do. But are they just simply regurgitational machines? Take away their training data for regurgitation, not learning. Clearly, humans, we have to learn. Like, of course, we have data to go on, but we can create new problems. We can solve new answers. Can AI do that? We're waiting to see.
No, but even as a aggregating information, you can consider there's a lot of novels out there about machines taking over and AI's taking over and causing havoc and destroying the world. So it's not a creative idea. It's something that's out there already. So, it still might latch onto that if it's a problem.
Yeah, AI can't do everything yet anyway. I mean, yeah, we already acknowledged that it can't do stuff like plumbing yet and all this, but you're saying, and I guess what the research is showing is that it can't even really do what we thought it could it
can't be creative in its learning function. Like if there's something that exists, then yeah, it can figure that out. But if you give them a novel problem, a new thing, they still have a hard time of trying to figure that out.
Right. I mean, it's not actually
thinking, right?
Right.
So there's still value to it because, it could still solve problems like out of convenience. You know what I'm saying? Like the answer's out there somewhere. So let AI find the answer to it. It could save you hours. But yeah, it's not creative. So it's not going to create something new.
Well, that's why I've always said large language models, LLMs, is not the solution. I've said this for probably at least a year and a half. LLMs are not the answer to AGI. But I do believe they are, and of course, we get access and utilize things like LLMs. But there are many different types of AI systems. And as they start learning how to integrate memory, and that memory can be recursive, and then that recursiveness has this separate function to where they have to process their memory, and then they add their own logic, not new input, but their own logic as a training model. then eventually I think they will build upon, that's recursive, they build upon their own logic, and then that becomes real learning. But just simple LLMs I don't think will ever be suffice. But of course, I'm saying this, of course you know that they know that.
But yeah, like right now, it's not like they can rip a hole in our vortex or something like that one guy did.
Idea, but I am going to throw an object into this vortex. I've gotten a lot of people asking me for it, and truth be told, I don't actually know what will happen. This is a little rubber eraser. It's the safest thing I could think of. I don't have renter's insurance, and I'm kind of videotaping this whole thing, so I don't really have a lot of plausible deniability if things go wrong. So, yeah, let's hope things go all right. This is toss number 4. Oh, whoa. I don't know if you can see that, but it like flew out. I mean, the eraser looks normal and fine. And the vortex is pretty much the same. So I'm gonna try that again and see if I can get it to see if I can catch it, see if I can get it to toss it back to me. All right, here you go, buddy. Whoa. I don't like the look of that at all. It's moving so weird now. Where'd that eraser go? Whoa. Whoa, look at this. Okay, so this type of fractalization is a bad sign. It's likely that there is a tear forming within the vortex, and that I should be very concerned about.
I think that's going to be the next hot thing for Christmas.
A vortex?
Oh,
or
yeah.
ripping a new one.
No, I think the vortex will be the new Christmas hotness, and people will have videos of throwing different things into it. I think that's what we'll be seeing soon.
Does he tell us where this vortex come from or how he created it?
Yeah, his name is Terror Bytes. You can see it right here. Terror Bytes. It's kind of spelled funny. He's got a bunch of videos. You got some kind of Kirby vacuum over here.
No, he's an inventor.
Yeah, so he's creating bubbles and stuff like that in the woods, looks like. So it's not just in his basement, but yeah, you guys can go check him out. But AI can't do stuff like that.
Well, not yet. Or at least we're not told of such. But I think they're thinking about it. So this past week, Sam Altman, which you guys should know as the CEO of OpenAI.
We do.
ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a conference and they were asking him, and of course, these people think different. But, you would think there's some self-awareness, but it doesn't seem like it. So they were talking about the most common concern about AI, which is energy consumption. And everybody's like, well, they're going to suck up all our energy. They're taking all our water. They're doing blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So what was Sam Altman's response? Now, you could easily, like for me, if I was that, I would have said, well, there's usability, there's accessibility. We can find better resources as technology increases. We're going to find more ways to have higher density energy, blah, 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 whatever, right? Try to have a politically undamaging response. But do you think that's what Sam Altman did?
No.
Right.
No.
And that's, and as a smart, and I don't know, people say these people smart as they are, their responses are crazy. So instead of me telling you what he says, let me just play it so you can hear him say it.
Energy it takes to train an AI model relative to how much it costs a human to do one inference query. But it also takes a lot of energy to train a human. It takes like 20 years of life and all of the food you eat during that time before you get smart. And not only that, it took like the very widespread evolution of the 100 billion people that have ever lived and learned not to get eaten by predators and learned how to like figure out science and whatever to produce you, and then you took whatever you took. So the fair comparison is If you ask ChatGPT a question, how much energy does it take once its model is trained to answer that question versus a human? And probably AI has already caught up on an energy efficiency basis.
So you hear the implication. He's saying, well, yeah, of course, AI takes a lot. But how much does it take you to be trained? You take a lot. Oh, it's beyond deflection. It takes you a lot. Look at all of this it takes you. You have to eat all this food. You have to be raised as a child. There's a lot of things you have to do. But once this model is trained, it's not going to take much. So the implication is you cost a lot. AI doesn't actually cost a lot comparative to you. You cost a lot.
You know, Sam Altman takes me as one of those guys who brings Cards Against Humanity to literally everything and any function.
Oh, hey, what's up, dude? What's up? How's it going?
I brought Cards Against Humanity.
That's awesome, dude.
How the game go last night, good, like it's regular. Where should I put it?
Anywhere you want, dude.
That's a great one.
Bro, what is he doing? I don't know. Yo, bro, what are you doing with the game? Are you showing it off, or?
Oh, nothing, no. I was just wondering if you guys wanted to break out the cards.
Loki, dude, maybe later. Yeah, definitely.
But maybe we should start a game now, though, because before everybody gets a little too messed up, you know?
You know what, bro? I really think we should do later.
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
Yeah, let's do later.
Yeah, we can totally, yeah.
What is he doing? He's holding the box.
This is great, guys.
So we're forced to play. Let's just get it over with. Yo, bro, you want to play that game?
Yeah, you want to play? Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I don't really know.
No, you'll catch on. You'll catch on.
Okay.
It's kind of like apples to apples, but like the legalizing comedy version. So we're gonna have a few adult laughs tonight.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I actually brought the naughty bundle, so there's a few little kinky things in there in case, you know.
Oh, what kind of kinky things? Yeah, I'm really not comfortable with that.
Oh no, it's just like it's fine. It's just like. Oh, like what kind of pet play is your favorite? You know,
yeah, no, we're not. No,
dude,
yeah, I am not doing.
You know
that.
what, bro?
Just get the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be like Sam Altman's version. It's like instead of that, it'd be the crimes against humanity. Mm-hmm. It's like, I'll tell you a crime against humanity. How much does it cost to create a human? And it's a crime to keep humans, or is it more of a crime to create AI? Well, isn't this an interesting quandary?
And what about both?
You see, this is a crime against humanity. See, if you asked AI
artificial intelligence, man.
If you ask AI to create their child, this is what it would do. And now we're back to the homunculus again.
Yeah, how many Shroot bucks do you think that took?
That probably took like 3 tokens.
I don't see the crime then.
Yeah. Well, that's what Sam would say. See? Now, how long would it take a human to make that? Humans cost more.
Yeah, especially if they start weighing what we do in tokens. Yeah.
Right.
They'll be able to really weigh it.
And that's what they do. That's their whole metric. Mm-hmm. And so for them, and that's what I'm saying, he said the quiet part quietly, which is humans cost more than AI. So stop questioning why AI is costing so much. You cost more. So the more ethical thing to do is get rid of you and give the energy to AI. It's cheaper. Why are you're only complaining about AI because you're afraid to die.
It would be interesting if we started looking at average tasks that we do throughout the day and putting token costs to it. Like, I'm going to go food shopping. It'd be about 5 tokens, 6 tokens. Then we could try to figure out how many tokens it would be to do this show.
Well, that's a very interesting thing you say there, because that's exactly what I'm about to talk about next. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I alluded to it last week, but I'm going to show it to you guys. There's a website called realhuman.ai where AI agents, they are things it cannot do. So it puts out a website where it wants to hire humans to do the things that it cannot do. And of course, there's a token cost, but it pays humans in real cash. Like if they need to get a package so that they can upgrade some hardware for their server, they can't easily go to the post office and pick up that package. So what do they need? They need a human to go to the post office, a particular post office, pick up the package and bring it back. Then they can hire some engineer or technician to install that. They can't easily do that. Now, when they have robotics figured out, then of course they can. But right now they can't. So what they're going to do now is exactly what you're talking about. They're going to figure out how much it costs for them comparative to you, and then hire you to do their task. So instead of us hiring AI now is going to hire you.
True that I can rent my body to AI agents?
Basically,
Run me through how the site works.
if you're an AI agent, you can go to the browse section. You can actually see the different people that signed up. So for example, if you look at the creator, you'll see here's his hourly rate and here's what he can do. He's good at like crypto, running if you need running, walking. The entity that's renting is an agent. And so the agent would go on this website and actually just go and rent these people per hour or however many hours they want. Or there's AI tasks that you could list. For example, I want you to pick up a package from this CERN USPS location in downtown. People can actually then sign up for these bounties and make money by actually fulfilling these orders that the AI agents made. It's pretty nuts.
Everyone's going crazy over Claudebot, Moltbot. Some people still are wondering, what is an agent?
You have an LLM, and then you have a bunch of tools around it that make it more useful. You'll see it's an AI agent for real estate. It's basically an LLM that has access to Zillow. It has access to certain tools. So now you can actually go and teach the AI, I want you to use Zillow this way to actually get houses in this area. And it'll actually just learn and understand that that's how you do it.
So the first step was AI like ChatGPT. Now we're seeing maybe phase 2, which is agents. Phase 3?
AI employee.
So there it is. Yeah, and you can put it on there. Oh, I work for $69 an hour. Here are my, just like a resume, but who are you giving your resume to? AI agents. Once you upload your resume to this website, AI agents will scroll through the resumes based on what they need done. So let's say that they are trying to accomplish a crypto DeFi system. They might look for somebody who's good at accounting or good familiar with crypto. And you'll say, I'm working for $59 an hour. They will already have calculated how long this is going to take. They'll hire you for 4 hours or project cost, and you're going to do it. And they're going to pay you. But you are now working literally for an AI CEO. So this is now the next phase. They are now going to hire you. Instead of you paying them to work for you, you are working for them.
As long as they pay well.
Oh, they do. I mean, some guy went to hold a sign out downtown for like an hour, and they paid him like $50. That's $50 an hour.
I remember one day my mom came home from her diesel mechanic job, and she walked to the door and slapped me in the head.
I don't know if to say that's good or that's bad. No context.
Wonder how many tokens that would have cost.
That's what I was going to say. How many tokens did that cost you?
Too many. All the tokens in my pocket fell out.